So to begin with, I think it's really important to just talk about what learning disabilities are, because I think there's a lot of misunderstanding about that. Um, so they're also known as intellectual disabilities, which is not very helpful because obviously having two terms for the same thing can cause confusion. But what we're talking about with either of those terms is somebody having significantly below average IQ, so thinking skills are significantly below average, and also significantly below average kind of daily living skills. And we'll come on to what that means in a bit more detail. Also, those difficulties have got to have been there since childhood and not caused by some kind of childhood illness or accident in childhood. So, they have to be there right. There have to be concerns about someone's development right from their very early years. What we're not talking about is what are sometimes termed specific learning disabilities, so like dyslexia. We're not talking about autism or ADHD. So people with learning disabilities may have those diagnoses, but also people with those diagnoses don't automatically have learning disabilities. So really important. What we're talking about is what used to be called global developmental delay. So it's kind of cognitive impairment that impacts somebody kind of across their skills and is, there from very early on in their life. So it's also useful to look at the Department of Health and Social Care kind of diagnosis or definition, which talks about a significantly reduced ability to understand new or complex information, to learn new skills, impaired intelligence, with a reduced ability to cope independently, so impaired social functioning, which started before adulthood. So this is not to say that people with learning disabilities can't learn new things or can't develop skills, but they're going to need a fair amount of additional support compared to peers of the same age when it comes to learning new skills or information. So there's also categories according to how kind of severe somebody's learning disability might be, and these are based around the IQ range when somebody has an IQ assessment. So mild, moderate, severe, or profound, really within homelessness and substance use and related services, it's most likely that you'll be in touch with people with mild learning disabilities, because usually for people with severe and profound learning disabilities, that will have been obviously identified from very early on. They're likely to live in supported living or care home accommodation. They're not likely to come into contact with homelessness services, and they're also very likely to have ongoing social care kind of involvement or packages and funding that have been there since their childhood. You will occasionally find that people with moderate learning disabilities come into contact with homelessness and substance use services as well, but often we're talking about those people with what's termed mild learning disability. But what's really important is to know when a psychologist does an IQ assessment, even if somebody is scoring mild, actually they might be functioning less well than 98% of their peers.